Both men firing to the fast. Superb fight. Two legends of British boxing, a Welshman and Scotsman.
I don't know how to describe that fight.
Professional fight, Lee Selby.
We'll be right back. We're here live, real time, on the zone on TstreeT Controversial, FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. So far, I've seen kind of Ben get a win. Shannon Courtenay. Before this, Lawrence O'Colly got a controversial stoppage, in my opinion. A little too early, but I understand. In this case, Lee Selby should squeak through with, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a split decision or majority decision here. It was a scrappy type of fight. This is Lee Selby's. This is Lee Selby's fight. His first fight campaigning at 135 pounds. So even though he's fought above the 126-pound division, remember where he was champion at, now he seemed to have skipped campaigning at 130 and fighting at 135. So as it stands right now, you know, I'm not sure how he would compete against a Luke Campbell or a new WBC champion, Devin Haney. So, hold on. We'll be right back. Get you some post-fight highlights and interview on TstreeT Controversial, FightView360.com. Please subscribe.
Be interesting to see how both boxers see it and how they felt it in there as well, because it seemed like Selby moving early on, cleaner shots. And
you can see the body language from the coaches, from the fighters. They're not sure. They know this is a close affair. So it's going to be agonising wait for the judges. Scorecards are coming, and when we listen to Diamante with the result.
Yeah, it looks like referee Bob Williams said he's not sure he's won either, but let's wait. David Diamante can tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we do anything, we need to get a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters.
My bad, I thought I muted it, so you probably heard me talking over the commentators.
115 even. Howard Foster, 112. Victor Laughlin, 113. Both for your winner by majority decision. From Barry Wales Lightning, Lee Selby.
So Lee Selby announces himself on the world lightweight stage with a victory over former three-weight world champion Ricky Burns. Majority decision. Darren, any complaints with that? You've just mentioned to trainer Tony Sims, Ricky Burns, you had it level.
I had it dead level. I had it the same as the first scorecard. But you
see what I tell you.
You know, 116, 112 is quite wide. You know, at most you could have seen it a round or two either side. But a very good fight.
I want to listen to the post-fight interview.
Not a devastating loss for Ricky Burns.
Here, let me mute. You know, can you see Lee Selby competing with? I mean, Loma right now, if you don't know, has been elevated to WBC franchise champion. So when it comes to that situation, he won't fight, you know, unless they order him to fight. He is WBA champion. They don't order mandatories. And also, he's WBO. Right now, he's targeting the winner of Richard Comey versus Teofimo Lopez. So he's going to be off for a little while, maybe April or May. Devin Haney wants him bad. Devin Haney's been elevated to full champion. And right now, Matchroom, Lee Selby's stable right now that he's with, you know, they have a nice little lineup at 135 pounds. Even if Lee Selby is still, wait, let me listen in. Is he still an Al Heyman fighter? Please subscribe. Let's listen in.
Let's hear what he has to say. Speaks Andy Scott.
Congratulations, Lee. All smiles, but how hard did you have to work for that tonight?
I had to work quite hard. I had to dig in at times. I could have made it a lot easier by getting behind my boxing, but we're both Celts, both Celtic warriors, and we love to have a tear. It got a little bit messy inside, but I battled it on in.
You seemed fairly confident at the final bell. The scores were close. Did you think you'd done enough?
Yeah, I thought I'd done enough. Yeah.
What about stepping up in weight? Obviously, we haven't spoke to you at this weight. You moved up 2 divisions. Can you be effective at this weight, or have you got the option to go back down to super feather?
I could possibly go down to super feather, but I feel more comfortable at the lightweight limit. It's still a task for me to get my big frame down to lightweight. You've seen Ricky Burns, he's a seasoned professional super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight world champion. And like, I was bigger than him then.
What's the end goal for you? Do you want to become a 2-weight world champion? It's tough at the top in this division.
That's the dream, to be Wales' first two-weight world champion. We know Joe Card's actually won the Ring Magazine belt at a higher weight, probably the first from Wales to actually win 2 legit world titles.
Let's have a word with your manager, Chris Sanagard. Chris, all smiles at the end there. You leant over the ropes and you said, I think we've got it. Were you confident?
I was confident, but, you know, we were the away fighter, so anything can happen in boxing, especially when it goes to the judges. But Lee Selby, you know, boxed very, very well. Ricky Burns is a true professional. You know, don't need to say, 3 times world champion, you don't get there. So it was a good measure for Lee Selby. Now it's on to a world title fight.
Tony, Chris, Lee, well done.
Yeah, he didn't sound too confident when they were asking him about, 135 pounds and competing at that weight.